Stocks fall in US and Asia amid Trump tariff concerns. Trump escalates trade tensions with Canada. Canada's incoming Prime Minister Mark Carney meets Trudeau amid trade war. Ontario imposes 25% surcharge on energy exports to US. Trump targets Australia with tariffs as exemption hopes fade. Ex-Facebook director claims company worked with China on censorship tools. From chatbots to intelligent toys, how AI is booming in China. Dalai Lama says successor will be born outside of China. Facebook worked hand-in-glove with China on censor tools, claims ex-director. Sweden identifies Russia as its greatest security threat. No military solution to Ukraine war, says Rubio ahead of Saudi talks. Trump nominee faces scrutiny. Ukraine strikes Moscow and Duterte arrested amid global turmoil. Rooney and Fury to manage England at Soccer Aid 2025. Squares are back. Play BBC Sports' new Champions League game. NFL free agency analysis, player deals and trades. Good evening, I am Munsat Muhtadi and welcome to Millennium Nightline News. Let's dive into today's details and keep you updated on the latest events around the world. Stocks fall in US and Asia over Trump tariffs concerns. Stocks fall in US and Asia over Trump tariffs concerns. Japan's Nikkei 2025 was down 1.7%. South Korea's Kospi was 1.3% lower and Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index was off by 1%. On Monday in New York, the S&P 500, which tracks the biggest American companies, ended the trading day 2.7% lower. The tech-heavy Nasdaq was hit particularly hard, sinking 4%. Tesla shares fell by 15.4%, while artificial intelligence chip giant Nvidia was down more than 5%. Other major tech stocks, including Meta, Amazon, and Alphabet, also fell sharply. Trump escalates trade tensions with Canada. In a significant escalation of trade tensions, President Trump has announced plans to double tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum to 50%. This move comes as retaliation against Ontario's decision to increase electricity prices for US consumers by 25% amid ongoing trade disputes. The economic ramifications have already been felt, with US stock markets experiencing a sharp decline, driven by investor fears of a potential recession. While Trump insists that the US economy is merely undergoing a transition, critics warn that these tariff increases could exacerbate inflation and strain relationships with neighboring Canada. Ontario's Premier Doug Ford voiced frustration over Trump's actions, arguing that the real issue lies with China's trade policies. As tensions rise, Both nations face economic uncertainty in the wake of escalating tariffs and countermeasures. Canada's designated Prime Minister Mark Carney meets Trudeau as Trump threat looms. Mark Carney has met with Justin Trudeau to discuss transfer of power. Meeting sets the stage for imminent federal election and gives Canada a fresh leader to square off against the United States president. The two countries are locked in a bitter trade war provoked by Donald Trump. Carney is widely expected to call an election within days, reflecting both the urgency of Canada's trade war and the awkward reality that, as Prime Minister without a seat in Parliament, he is unable to attend sessions of the House of Commons. First, however, Trudeau must visit the Governor-General and officially tender his resignation. Carney will then swear oaths of office and allegiance and form a cabinet. Ontario sets 25% surcharge on energy exports to US to counter Trump tariffs. The Canadian province of Ontario is imposing a 25% surcharge on electricity exports to the states of New York, Michigan, and Minnesota. President Trump's tariffs are a disaster for the US economy. They are making life more expensive for American families and businesses, the Premier Doug Ford said in a statement. Ontario is also among several provinces to have pulled US alcohol, such as Jack Daniel's whiskey, off its shelves in protest against Trump's tariffs, which he has threatened against Mexico and other traditional allies of the US. Last month, Ford canceled the province's $100 million contract with Starlink, the satellite service owned by Elon Musk, who has been a key advisor to Trump. Trump vows to take hundreds of billions in tariffs as Australia's hopes of getting exemption fades. Australia's chances of escaping America's global steel and aluminum tariffs appear all but extinguished. The US President reconfirmed that his commitment to a comprehensive tariff regime. He argues that it will be the greatest thing we have ever done on a country. Trump's comments affirmed those of his Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, and Director of the White House National Economic Council, Kevin Hassett, who have both said the tariffs would be imposed from March 12th. Australia has been lobbying intensely to be carved out of the global tariff regimes. Australia is not only a US ally, but one that runs a significant trade deficit with the US. Trump on Monday condemned Turnbull as a weak and ineffective leader who did not understand. Facebook worked hand in glove with China on censored tools, claims ex-director. Facebook was hand in glove with China. Sarah Wynne Williams says she watched Facebook grow from, quote, a front row seat. She was filed a whistleblower complaint with the U.S. markets regulator, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, alleging Meta misled investors. Facebook's parent company Meta says Ms. Wynne Williams had her employment terminated in 2017 for poor performance. It is no secret we were once interested in operating services in China, Facebook says. Meta referred us at Mark Zuckerberg's comments from 2019 when he said we could never come to agreement on what it could take us to operate there. From chatbots to intelligent toys, how AI is booming in China. From chatbots to intelligent toys, how AI is booming in China. China is embracing AI in its bid to become a tech superpower by 2030. Money is pouring into AI businesses seeking more capital, fueling domestic competition. Beijing plans to invest 10 trillion Chinese yuan, $1.5 trillion in the next 15 years as it competes with Washington to gain the edge in advanced tech. In 2020, more than 3.5 million of the country's students will graduate with degrees in science, technology, engineering, and maths, better than any other country in the world. We'll be right back after a short break. I am Unshat Muhtadi. Keep watching Millennium Nightly News.
Welcome to Millennium News 24, your trusted source for accurate, unbiased news. We're here to bring you the stories that matter most from America and around the world with integrity and a commitment to truth. In today's world, where misinformation can easily spread, having access to reliable news is more important than ever. At Millennium News 24, we aim to cut through the noise by delivering clear, fact-based reporting. Whether you're following major events or looking for in-depth analysis, we are here to serve you with transparency and respect for all communities regardless of color, wealth, or religion. This beautiful America was built by the resilience of its people, immigrants, entrepreneurs, doctors, and everyday individuals working together to create something great. It's this spirit that inspires us to provide you with news that's inclusive, honest, and relevant. We believe that informed citizens are the foundation of a strong society, and we strive to give you the knowledge you need to make a difference. From breaking news to insightful features, we bring you comprehensive coverage on politics, economics, health, culture, and much more. We believe that everyone deserves access to the truth, and we are proud to be a part of a global network that connects people through information. Stay informed by following us on your devices, including iOS, Android, Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, and Smart TVs. And for global access, we're also available on Horizon Satellite. Visit us at www.millennium TV24.com or www.millenniumnews24.com to stay updated at Millennium News 24. Our mission is to promote unity, understanding, and progress in a rapidly changing world. Join us as we work to inspire positive action through the power of truth. Thank you for watching. Follow us, subscribe, and stay informed.
Welcome back after the break. I am Nusrat Muhtadi and you're watching Millennium News. Sweden says Russia is greatest threat to its security. Sweden says Russia is the greatest threat to its security. Security Service SEPO said Russia's inactivities were aimed at undermining NATO cohesion. It said Russia was becoming, quote, increasingly offensive and risk-prone. Sweden became a NATO member last year, seeing it as the best guarantee against Russia following its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. Russia denies any wrongdoing and says it is acting in self-defense and has been expelled from the NATO military alliance for a number of years. It has also been accused of attacking undersea cables and gas pipelines in the Baltic Sea, prompting NATO to launch a monitoring mission. No military resolution to Ukraine war, Rubio says ahead of Saudi meetings. Marco Rubio says there is no military solution to Ukraine conflict. U.S. Secretary of State and Ukrainian President to meet in Jeddah. First official meeting of the two governments since Donald Trump cut off aid. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says he is fully committed to constructive dialogue, but he has been put under pressure to salvage the relationship with Washington. Russia launched airstrikes targeting Kyiv and other parts of Ukraine, with the Ukrainian Air Force saying the country was under a threat of a missile attack. Russian forces, emboldened after Ukraine lost support from its biggest backer, have seized the moment. Trump nominee faces scrutiny. Ukraine strikes Moscow and Duterte arrested amid global turmoil. Donald Trump's nominee for U.S. Attorney in Washington, Ed Martin, has faced scrutiny for making racist remarks and opposing diversity initiatives. Meanwhile, Ukraine has launched a significant drone attack on Moscow, reportedly killing 2 people, coinciding with peace talks between the US and Ukraine in Saudi Arabia. In other news, former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte was arrested after an international warrant was issued for his alleged crimes against humanity during his anti-drug campaign. Global stock markets are experiencing declines due to fears of a potential recession linked to the US ongoing trade war. Additionally, a report highlights that only 7 countries meet WHO air pollution guidelines, raising concerns about environmental health worldwide. Dalai Lama says his successor to be born outside China. Tibetans worldwide want the institution of the Dalai Lama to continue after his death, he writes. He had previously said the line of spiritual leaders might end with him. Beijing insists it will choose his successor, but Dalai Lama has said any successor named by China would not be respected. The Dalai Lama fled to India with thousands of other Tibetans in 1959 after a failed uprising against the rule of Mao Zedong's communists. His book is published in the US by William Merrow and in Britain by Harper Nonfiction, with HarperCollins publications to follow. Let's have a glance at the world of sports. Rooney and Fury to manage England at Soccer Aid. Wayne Rooney and Tyson Fury will co-manage Soccer Aid 2025. Former England striker Rooney will also come out of retirement to play in the annual charity match against a World 11 on Sunday, June 15th. This year's fundraiser for UNICEF returns to Old Trafford, home of Rooney's former team, Manchester United. Last year's game took place at Chelsea's Stamford Bridge and raised more than €15 million for charity. Rooney will play alongside former teammates Gary Neville and Paul Scholes. Joe Hart, Steph Houghton, and Tony Dugan will all make their Soccer Aid debuts. Singer Louis Tomlinson will also return along with the likes of Sam Quake and Paddy McGuinness. Squares is back. Play the new Champions League game. Each game day will begin at 7 on the morning of every Champions League match day this season. You will have the chance to answer 4 trivia questions to earn up to 4 edit tokens before your Squares game card is generated. You can use these tokens to make changes to your game card until 17 after a day. Each digit tokens allows you to make 1 change to your card. Bonus mark-off: mark any square as correct before kickoff. Flip team: swap the team for a different team, only available on team titles. Random change: swap a chosen square for another randomly selected tile. NFL free agency, fantasy football fallout, and analysis of deals. Najee Harris signs a 1-year deal worth up to $9.2 million with the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers' reputation as a running team far outweighs their production, as they ranked a putrid 27th in rushing success rate last season. Javonte Williams adds to the Dallas Cowboys' stable of running backs in the free agent market. Justin Fields signs a 3-year, $40 million deal with the New York Jets. The Seattle Seahawks signed Sam Darnold to a 3-year contract worth $110.5 million, but he is still a bridge quarterback. Now let's have a glance at the world trends and what you can expect as you plan your day ahead. Let's have a glance at the headlines one more time. Stocks fall in US and Asia amid Trump tariff concerns. Trump escalates trade tensions with Canada. Canada's incoming Prime Minister Mark Carney meets Trudeau amid trade war. Ontario imposes 25% surcharge on energy exports to US. Trump targets Australia with tariffs as exemption hopes fade. Ex-Facebook director claims company worked with China on censorship tools. From chatbots to intelligent toys, how AI is booming in China. Dalai Lama says successor will be born outside of China. Facebook worked hand in glove with China on censor tools, claims ex-director. Sweden identifies Russia as its greatest security threat. No military solution to Ukraine war, says Rubio ahead of Saudi talks. Trump nominee faces scrutiny. Ukraine strikes Moscow and Duterte arrested amid global turmoil. Rooney and Fury to manage England at Soccer Aid 2025. Squares are back. Play BBC Sports' new Champions League game. NFL free agency analysis, player deals and trades. Thank you for staying with us. I'm going to stay updated with the latest news on our social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at millennium news 24. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel, millennium news 24. You can watch us on Android and iOS devices, as well as on Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Amazon Satellite TV, and all smart TV platforms. Enjoy entertainment and the latest news with us. Download the Millennium TV apps, Millennium TV USA for Android, and Millennium News on Google. Thank you for being a part of Millennium News 24. Thanks again for staying with us. I am Murshid Mustadi. Stay tuned for the next news. Have a good night.